Dusan Vlahovic repeated this line week after week to his Partizan teammate Valery Bojinov at training. Bojinov believed the big Serbian striker to be really crazy. A few weeks later, the Bulgarian was already revising his opinion. With Partizan trailing 2-0 at home at halftime against Radnik on a balmy day in April 2016, coach Ivan Tomic turned to his bench and his highly rated 16-year-old striker. It was just Vlahovic's fifth appearance for the club, but he was already proving a menace for Serbian Superliga defenders in his short time in senior football. I told Corvino, who was the director of football at Fiorentina, to sign him at 16, said Bojinov. Vlahovic trains and works hard as if every match were a final. He's hungry, determined, and willing. Now, he's working towards that goal of becoming the heir to Zlatan Ibrahimovic. 5 years on from the brash young striker that lit up the 2016 Serbian Cup final, this season, the prodigy Vlahovic finds himself 9 goals ahead of his idol Ibrahimovic in the Serie A goal-scoring charts. Indeed, in 2021 as a whole, only Robert Lewandowski with 43 has more goals in league competitions than the Serb, who has 33. Vlahovic also equaled Cristiano Ronaldo's Serie A records of goals in a calendar year with his goal against Sassuolo back in December. Since moving to Fiorentina in 2018, Vlahovic has netted 47 times and at the age of just 21 is already competing alongside some of Europe's best and being compared to legends. One stylistic comparison that is tough to dismiss is one with Italian World Cup winner and former Fiorentina striker Luca Toni. Tall, powerful sharpshooters, both Vlahovic and Toni are exceptional at using their large bodies to generate space from defenders and using their deadly ball striking ability to leave goalkeepers hapless. Both possess intelligent movement, a nose for knowing where to be in the box, quality finesse in their touch, and a forceful desire to be first to a loose ball. Where Vlahovic does have the upper hand on Toni is in his long-range shooting ability, which he seems to have taken from his hero Ibrahimovic. Though away from his goal-scoring prowess, there are things that Vlahovic needs to work on. In possession, when linking play, he needs to be tidier. In the penalty box, Vlahovic's first touch is usually excellent, but when back to goal it can be heavy and his passing sloppy. His 71% pass completion rate is worse than league average, and only 5 players who have attempted 300 plus passes in the Serie A this season have averaged lower pass completion rates. In fact, out of all Fiorentina players this season, Vlahovic is involved in the fewest open play sequences per 90 minutes at just 27.4, showing that he's not really involved in his side's build-up play. That being said, it's important to consider his age and the style of football he plays. At 21, he's far from the finished product, and his frame has not finished filling out. It's expected that at 6'3" and 75 kilograms, he'll be a little untidy, just like 6'4", 88 kilogram Erling Haaland, who has an almost identical pass completion ratio to Vlahovic. Pressing too is something that has not been asked of him yet. Fiorentina manager Vincenzo Italiano's role for Vlahovic when out of possession instead is to cut the passing lanes off and preserve energy, while the likes of Giacomo Bonaventura, Jose Callejon and Nicola Gonzalez are the ones who initiate the press. So it is potentially something Vlahovic can do, though we've not seen it yet. Yet if Vlahovic is to succeed at some of the clubs he's tipped to join, these are two sides of his games he'll need to improve on. It's almost certain that Vlahovic will leave Fiorentina in the summer. The Serb made it clear he will not be signing an extension to his contract, which runs out in 2023, and that, along with his goal-scoring numbers, has put Europe's biggest clubs on high alert. Arsenal, Manchester City, Tottenham and Manchester United are the front runners according to the bookies, and a Premier League move would suit his physical attributes. It's also almost the only league that will be able to afford his reported 70 million euros asking price. But to make it at somewhere like Manchester United, for example, Vlahovic will have to become tidier in possession and work more for the team. It's also important to express caution when it comes to those topping the Serie A goal-scoring charts. In the past 5 years, the only Serie A goalscorer who has been able to truly better himself away from Italy is Mohamed Salah. Mauro Icardi, Ciro Immobile and Krzysztof Piatek all struggled, and even Cristiano Ronaldo and Romelu Lukaku have failed to replicate their Serie A form in England so far this season. Dusan Vlahovic is different though, and offers all the raw materials that would make a top Premier League striker. After all, his idol, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, did a pretty good job in England, even at the age of 35.
you.